Hello everybody, this is a Fallout New Vegas NCR mod developer chat video. We're going to go through all the features of the mod, the skills you need, I'll give you some hot tips on the inside of it and answer some of the questions I've been receiving about the mod. But first, somebody asked me to upload version 2, I have done. Look on ModDB under 3.1 complete. You know, the NCR 3.1 complete, there's 4 different versions in that archive. So if you've got a specific reason for wanting an older version, knock yourself out. But 3.1 is the latest version and it's a substantial improvement over 2.0, just so you know. Also, I still have Code of Steel, that's the Brotherhood of Steel mod for New Vegas. It isn't as big and as grand as the NCR one, but it does work. Now, actually I think it works. There was a reason I didn't include it, but I can't remember what it is for now. Anyway, right, yeah. We're going to go to the joinable units and their requirements first. We'll go from there. And I'll explain some of the things that we're thinking behind it and what's required. Now, there's basically a few requirements you're going to need right off the bat, you know, if you want to unlock everything in the mod. First of all, you've got to do missions over and over again, lots of different missions. You can do any missions you like, you know, from this mod, but you've got to do them. That gets you up the promotion ranks, that unlocks features later on. You also need a maximum gun skill of, well, a high gun skill of 75 to unlock the highest rank in this. You need a survival skill of 25 to unlock some things. You need a medic score of 40 to unlock the medic skills, and the medic is a good one because it unlocks, you can do two types of missions with a medic, and it's the only one where you're allowed to do, you can allow to cross over between different joinable squads. So the medic's a good one for that reason. And you need so survival skill of 25, medic skill of 40, and gun skill of 75. Yeah, that's it. So they're the main ones, right? If you've got all them, you should be able to unlock all of the joinable units. Now, you start out at less than 35 as an NCR recruit. As an NCR recruit, there's not much you can do, right? You've got to get your gun skill a bit higher before they trust you with anything. So you get your gun skill up to 35 and you become an NCR trooper. At that point, the mod starts for real. Now, each one of these joinable factions gives you a one-off perk. When you go to, say, Camp Golf, which is where you go to change your squads, right? You go into the tent and you talk to a guy voice acted by Roger, Mr. K, and he'll ask you what you want to do and stuff, and you choose, and then you go to the training officer in the same tent and get your equipment from him, and then you step outside the tent. There's a woman sat at a table, right, dressed as a Desert Ranger. You talk to her and she'll give you a perk for your current unit. Now that perk, some of them are permanent, some of them aren't, right? But the trooper one is permanent. It's called the steady weapon perk. It makes it much more accurate. You get a recipe as well for improving the rifle, which involves like some tape, gaffer tape type, duct tape, that's it, duct tape. And if you've got that, you can go to a bench and you could improve the weapon using duct tape, right? And it'll make it a little bit better. So the standard service rifle becomes a little bit better, and your aim becomes a little bit better with it, right? Simply by talking to that woman. And once you've done it, that's it. It stays there, right? Although I think sometimes some of these perks might disable when you change the unit you're in. Right, so yeah. Anyhow, that's the NCR Trooper. NCR Heavy Assault, right, needs a gun skill of 50. The Trooper, remember, only needs 35, but the Heavy Assault is 50. Now, the Heavy Assault is the same as the Trooper one. You can do the same missions with it, right? But you're allowed to use power armor. Now, with this one, you get a bionic eye, you know, perk as part of it. I can't remember what that does, right? But that goes along with the power armor training, and that's a permanent feature as well. So once you've joined that, once you've joined the heavy assault group, you'll get power armor training. You can start wearing power armor. these are basically NCR veterans, and again, like I said, they're veteran versions of troopers, so you do the same missions with both. So the missions that typically come up for the trooper and heavy assault are usually from the Mojave outpost. That's in the bottom corner where the two guys are shaking hands, you know, the statue. That's where you go for them. They're usually patrols. Now, the Rangers. Now, the Rangers is a gun skill of 50 as well, right? And you get the crack shot perk with that. You know, when you talk to the woman outside. Because remember, you go in to Camp Golf, right? You say, I want to be an Ncr Ranger, right? They give you the equipment. Well, you go and ask the supply officer for the equipment. You go outside and talk to the woman, and she gives you the perk, right? Desert Ranger, this is a bit different, right? These are the ones that like cowboys. They get a gun skill of 40, but they also need a survival skill of 25. If you want to be a Desert Ranger, which is my favourite one, to be honest, that's what you need. You need two requirements there. You get the Grizzly Adams perk. That's after a TV show from the 80s. And it lasts whilst you're part of the unit. I can't remember exactly what it does. You're going to have to take it and find out. But that's a good one, that is. The Desert Ranger one is good for just exploring with. You know, you just roam around the map doing stuff. Because you do get the perks that are useful for that kind of thing. You know, you're basically roaming around the map as an NCR, you know, Desert Ranger, doing your NCR stuff. Now, Ncr Elite Ranger. You remember those guys dressed in that? I think it's the snipers. You know, you see at the beginning and on the splash screen for these videos, right? You know, with the fancy thing. They're the Elite Rangers. They need a gun skill of 75. If you get your gun skill up to 75, you can join them. Right, and then you can start using all the fancy gear that comes with that rank. I can't remember which missions they do, but I suspect it's similar to the NCR and, well, the Heavy Trooper and the Trooper, and maybe a crossover with the 1st Recon as well. Maybe, I can't quite remember. Right, but anyhow, that allows you to wear the fancy gear that everybody likes. Now, Marshal, NCR Marshal and the Military Police, they're very similar. Right, they basically unlock the same missions. For the Marshal, you need a survival of 25 and a gun skill of 50, and you get the Big Iron perk for that one. And with the Military Police, you get the Keen Eye for Crime perk. But the Military Police only needs a gun skill of 35. Now, these actually unlock some of my favourite features, and there is some Easter eggs. Like thrown around, one-shot Easter eggs, quite a number of them. If you're playing either the NCR Marshal or NCR Police Force, and you know of bars out in the wilderness where people go for a drink, just go and get a drink and talk to people in there. Make sure your gun's handy. Trust me. But then, you know, the missions for them though involve you exploring the wilderness looking for outlaws. Now, all the outlaws in this are named after real outlaws from the Wild West. You talk to them, they'll turn hostile and you shoot them. Then you go to Fallout. Well, you go to New Vegas in the NCR compound. Then you report that you've killed one of these outlaws, and you get paid for it. So basically, if you want to explore the wilderness looking for outlaws, take the Marshal or the Military Police, and every time you kill one, you would increase your rank a little bit. So you could actually, instead of doing missions like patrols, you could hunt outlaws and increase your rank that way. The medic just needs a medicine rating of 40. You don't need any special gun skill. So if your medicine's 40 but your gun skill's nowhere near good enough, you could be a medic. You can still be a medic, and you can still, you know, join medics in various patrols. Medic is important because it's the only one that allows you to join more than one troop. Not at the same time, but you can do different missions because both missions need a medic. Now, 1st Recon. 1st Recon is a gun skill of 50. They're the ones with the sniper rifles and the red hats, and they need a perception of 6 as well. So when your perception is 6 and your gun skill is 50, that's when you can do, you know, 1st Recon. Viper Squad. Now this is available from Camp Forlorn Hope. Once you've got to a certain rank, that means you've done a number of different missions, right? And your rank's increased to the staff sergeant initially, then you suddenly can talk to one of the officers at Camp Forlorn Hope, and you can have a squad follow you around. Now these squads will respawn, but you have to leave them at Camp Golf for, well, you just have to leave them at Camp Golf for about 4 or 5 days and not go back there. And then this full squad will be back to full strength. It's the same true for all patrols. You leave them wherever you found them for 4 or 5 days, stay away and they'll respawn. If you stay away from areas of quests, like where you know there's certain quests for 4 or 5 days, the quests restock and respawn as well. So yeah, it's replayable. You just got to not keep going back to the same area. Anyhow, there's 3 upgrades, well 2 upgrades to Viper Squad. The first is reached when you reach First Sergeant. The second upgrade is when you reach Second Lieutenant. So Viper Squad will change according to the rank you're at. Now there's 22 ranks in this. 22nd one is disabled because it's basically NCR General of the Army, and you're not going to run the whole of the NCR from the Mojave. I don't care how much you beg me, no. Right, but anyhow. He starts off at private first class, specialist, corporal, staff sergeant first class, staff sergeant. I got staff sergeant twice here. Why have I got staff sergeant twice? You know, this is an official list from someplace, so that if I've got it wrong, they've got it wrong. Anyway, master sergeant, first sergeant, sergeant major, command sergeant major. Sergeant Major of the Army, Second Lieutenant, First Lieutenant, Captain Major, Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel, Brigadier General, Major General, General, right? And it goes all the way up to 21, rank 21, the Major General. And that's what you could be. So you can be a general in the NCR if you wanted to. The quests, now the quests in it are repeatable. Join the NCR isn't, because you get to join the NCR once at Prim, or I think it's either Camp Golf or Camp Forlorn Hope. If you're doing the Prim missions and hand it over to the NCR, then you could go into the tent, do all the things, hand it over to the NCR, right, okay that quest so it finishes, and then speak to the guy again immediately. You know, you've got to quit out the conversation and go back, and you'll have dialogue there in Prim to join the NCR as a citizen. Once you've done that, you've got an option to join the military comes up, and I think that's either Camp Golf or Camp Forlorn Hope. Once you've done that, right, you'll either be a recruit because your gun skill's less than 35, or you'd be assigned one of the ranks. If you've already got a high rank, right, you know, a high gun skill, then a lot more options will be available to you straight away. But generally speaking, you usually end up as a recruit or as a trooper with a gun skill of 35 or over at the start. Anyhow, first mission, the Lost Patrol. As Desert Rangers looking for patrols that have gone missing. Each time you do these, you earn a few points towards the next rank. Outlaws, that's the fun one where you're looking around, you're just basically roaming around the map looking for outlaws, and there's plenty of them about. Put loads of them down. And bars, that's where your Easter eggs are, folks. Take your gun in there, fully loaded. I used to go in there with a pistol, flat cap, you know, looking like a cowboy, you know, doing a typical bar. No, I'm not going to mention it. You nearly got me then. But going to a bars, the ones outside Vegas, New Vegas, right? The ones you see, not where you start good, whatever, right? Don't go there, because I live in put one in there. Try Sloan first, and maybe Boulder City. Just saying. That's it, Boulder City. Anyway, first recon, right? It's first recon, hurrah. That's sniper missions. I suggest you don't destroy the NCR correctional facility, you know, and clear it out. Wait till you get to the recon missions for that, and do it as that. You know, some of them will respawn, so you can do it over and over again. Patrolling the Mojave. Now, this is one you do as either a trooper, a heavy assault, or a medic. So if you're any of them three, you can go down to the Mojave outpost and you can do the patrolling Mojave thing with any of those three. The rest of them are unique to the ones that are assigned to, like the Lost Patrol is Desert Rangers only, Outlaws is Marshals and MPs only, First Recon Harari is First Recon only, and the Patrol in Mojave is all them three, you know, Trooper, Heavy Assault and Medics. The Rangers, right, is Rangers, Elite Rangers, that's the guy you see with the gun and the sniper rifle and stuff, and Medics. So you can do the Ranger thing as a medic. If you've got a gun skill of 0 but a medic thing of 40, you can still do the Ranger missions. Search and destroy. This is a different one. In order to search and destroy, you have to be a staff sergeant, a minimum of staff sergeant rank. Right, that unlocks when the rank goes up. I can't remember where you get them from though, but I can tell roughly though. The Lost Patrol, that's either going to be Camp Forlorn Hope, Camp Golf or Camp McCarran. Probably one of them three. It's where the NCR would meet. Outlaws, you get them from Las Vegas or New Vegas, from the NCR camp there, right? Basically, you hand the missions in there. You kill someone, then you hand them in. You say, I've killed this guy, this guy, this guy. You get paid for it, and it increases your points a little bit towards the next rank. So every time you kill one, just go to New Vegas and tell them you've done it. It's the compound. It's right at the end of the strip at the bottom, near the guy that makes the signs. In fact, opposite the guy that makes the signs. First Recon, that's Camp McCarran, right? You go to the First Recon tent, somewhere around there. There's a guy that offers missions. Actually, there's a guy that looks like Custer, General Custer, right at the beginning of Camp McCarran. I think he might be the one that hands out the Ranger ones, the Ranger mission ones, for the Rangers, Elite Rangers and the Medics. He's in Camp McCarran too, so I think he's where you're going, right near the entrance. Patrolling Mojave, again, that's obviously the Mojave Outpost. Search and Destroy, I can't remember, sorry, right? So yeah. Anyway, those are the missions, how they break down. What I like to do is I like to do the patrols first, but first you go to Prim, do the Prim mission, join the NCR, and then head over to the other side of the map. I think it's Camp Golf or Camp Forlorn Hope. Join up with the military, right? So the key points, key areas to watch out for: Mojave Outpost for patrols, Camp McCarran. No, Camp Forlorn Hope is where Viper Squad is. A few things go on around that camp in the tent as well. I can't remember the details, but there are some features of the quest in there. Camp Golf, the tent's there. That's where you get your training and your perks, is in Camp Golf. Camp McCarran, that's First Recon and I believe the Rangers. And New Vegas, that's the police and the MPs. So you know. And just to clarify again, the minimum requirements, maximum requirements to do everything, right? Maximum gun skill of 75 to unlock everything. That's the Elite Ranger, the guy again on the splash screens you see for the video everywhere, you know, with a fancy helmet and everything. So survival skill of 25 minimum, and medicine 40 and perception 6. So if you want to do an NCR character, aim for them stats and you'll be good to go. Then just keep doing missions and go to all the places on a regular basis, see what else has popped up, because you will see new stuff. Now, just to re-emphasise the point, you go to Camp Golf, you want to switch units, go there, ask, you know, according to your stats, choose a unit you want to join, go to the supply officer, because you'll get one free issue of kit. You go to supply officer, you ask him for your kit, he'll give you your kit, right? And then you go outside and talk to the Desert Ranger woman who sat at the thing with the glasses on, and she'll give you the perk for that team, well, that unit you've joined. Some of them are permanent. Once you've got them, they stay with you. Others are. Also, remember, you do get a recipe for upgrading the service rifle, you know, the standard NCR service rifle, which is worth doing. So if you see any duct tape, keep it on you, go to a workbench and fix you know, upgrade your rifle. Right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, right, says if you go to a bar, have a drink on me and just talk to the punters. Trust me, we'd add that to you. Anyhow, and don't forget also I've got Code of Steel somewhere. I'm pretty sure there was a reason I stopped including that, but I can't remember why it was. But it is still around. Right, see you in the next one.